Well, afternoon, everybody. So my name is Carlton Hopper. I've got the privilege of running the UK business for GFT. For those of you who don't know GFT, we're a 16-country, 10,000-person digital transformation services company. One thing I learned, I think, when I was involved 5 years ago, which is predominantly around convening business networks across Europe, is there's two things that you need to get right. You need a lot of expertise, and you need a lot of engagement. So hopefully this afternoon there's some good experts in the room and you're going to hear some stuff. And most of the day, the afternoon is about allowing you to be able to connect with people.
So a public IT system, in contrast to the private IT systems that we have today, there will be this new type of system and applications in a public environment controlled by multiple users. That's the revolution. But we're not doing that on our own. We're doing it in partnership with people like GFT, with people like Industria, who you'll meet later today, as well as other partners around the world, right? But we're on a big mission to try to change the world and change the way the internet works. So we need partners to go along with us. At the end of June, for the first time, the number of transactions on our network, just in China, exceeded Ethereum globally. One thing it tells us is that there is an appetite for public chain technology that doesn't involve cryptocurrency. And I believe that story is even stronger this week than it was 2 weeks ago.
I'm David Correa, and I'm going to be explaining to you what CBDCs are, so a little bit of an introduction into that. I know that some of you know this quite well, so we'll go through this relatively quickly. Right now, we're at the start of a revolution in finance, and that's through CBDCs and e-money. How many of you here really think you know what money is and where it's been before? There's a heavy focus on regulation and legality, and that's much more heavy than people realize, actually. So, for example, let's say if we take the e-yuan as an example.
So a question that we very often get is, because we implement enterprise blockchain for the majority of our projects, is whether we think smart legal contracts should be running on DOT or not. And smart legal contracts is a standalone solution. It doesn't need to run on blockchain, but it does have certain benefits if it does. So one of them is the identity, the finality of the contracting process. This can be automated with a tool such as Smart Legal Contracts that gathers all of the signatories on the way and ensures that the package is delivered automatically, right?
The evolution and the understanding, I mean, new technologies take time for people to understand, particularly things like blockchain. And I just think that, you know, it's not something that people understand in 6 months, and it's taken time for that to evolve. But honestly, I think it, as I said in my talk, I think it will continue to evolve, right? I think it will look, you know, I think blockchain protocols themselves will look, you know, very different in 5 years and 10 years than they look today.
A lot of kind of a wording in terms of consensus and cryptography and zero knowledge proof, which is something that most of the companies literally don't understand, and they will never understand. They want to hear more about use cases.
Another thing is about infrastructure. How do you actually deploy your blockchain solution? There's a lot of different options, and GFT can, you know, build infrastructure from the bottom up, but work like the BSN is doing to be able to support infrastructure and have networks across a country or even a region like the EBSI, for example, the European Blockchain Service Infrastructure.
That's great. Keep doing that. But I think there are a lot of businesses who it's hard, right? I mean, they need help to be able to do that. And so the idea that they can use public chain technology that uses MetaMask, that uses Solidity, that uses all the, you know, various tools they're used to, and pay in fiat is revolutionary.